You've already set up your roaming profiles, you've already done that. I've placed the security group as well as the users into an organizational unit called roaming. So you can see main user, formerly known as user 1, and the security group. And now we're going to set up what is called a group policy. And we do this by going into group policy management from the tools section of the server manager dashboard. And from here, we're going to go down the force, the domain, and we're going to see the roaming organizational unit tab, and we're going to click create a GPO on this domain and link it here. And we're going to call this object, our group policy object, something like the roaming user settings, so that we know that these are settings that we want to implement on roaming users. And from here we can actually go on this roaming user settings and make some changes. The first thing we want to do is take authenticated users off of our security filter. This is because we don't want these settings to apply to literally everyone. We want them to apply to our particular group, so we're going to remove them. However, we still want them to have read privileges, so we're going to add them here in the delegations. So we could just put authenticated you, it'll fill in the rest, and now it's been added with read permissions. Here, we're going back into security filtering. Remember, we want to actually add our group, so we'll just put in the security group name, it'll find them. We might even want to say like a specific user in this case. Well, it's already part of the group, so it doesn't need to be said, but you can do that as well. And then we're going to actually add some settings, because as it stands, there are no settings, and the entire point of this is to have group policy settings. So we're going to go into edit, and it'll show us two sets of settings: computer configuration and user configuration. We might want to just have a couple basic computer configurations. So let's go into policies, administrative templates, system, and then go all the way down to user profiles. So we could set two very important ones, which is delete cache copies of roaming profiles, which will essentially mean that by disabling this, which is what we want to do, it'll keep things after it's been logged out on the client machine. The other thing we want to do is do not log on users with temporary profiles. This just means that we have only users that have permanent profiles, and we don't have any user that will not be able to save work, which is kind of the entire point of a roaming profile, where work could be saved. So we're going to enable this. And those two are just good settings to start us off and actually create a group policy for our network. We can now see that these settings that I just put in are here. So there you have it. That's how you set up your GPM on a VM server. Thanks for watching.